There's a power within you. It lifts your life to its highest level. It brings success, companionship, health, happiness, and peace of mind. As you tap into this power, it will respond to you because this power is within you. And that's why spirituality rocks. Welcome. I'm your host, Janine Burns. I am an interfaith chaplain. I provide spiritual services to people who call themselves spiritual but not religious. I want to teach you New Thought with this show each week. New Thought is a denomination that teaches that the infinite intelligence, God, spirit, divine love, whatever you choose to call the creative power of the universe, that it expresses in you, through you, and as you. And that your thoughts and attitudes form belief patterns that will draw and attract people, circumstances, and events into your life. It's called the law of attraction. And so New Thought teaches there is one ultimate energy that is present within all that exists. And we teach that we co-create with God. We live in an abundant universe, and that all is within us. Whatever we need to experience peace and ease and joy, to be productive and to have a rewarding, fulfilling life experience is within us. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And as a spiritual being, we are perfect, whole, and complete. We have everything within us. Nothing needs to be added. All that needs to be done is to release the splendor that is within us as a spiritual being. You may have heard about those infants who live in orphanage, or even those who are born in hospitals, who have low birth weight. They have weaker vital signs and they're lethargic. And of course, these babies are given all the foods and liquids and the medication prescribed by doctors. But still, many have weaker vital signs and their size is quite small. Well, when people are called in to rock the babies and caress them and to softly and gently coo and talk to them, or to love them up, as I like to call it, these babies over time, their birth weight increases, their size becomes more normal, and even their mortality rate vastly improves. Now, some would say that it's obvious that these children improved because they were given love and attention, which released chemicals and hormones in the baby's bodies, which helped to grow. But as a spiritual being, you have everything within you that you need in life. And so, since we are perfect, whole, and complete, we understand that the children became healthier and healthier because they were given the opportunity to love. Not because they were loved, but because they were given the opportunity to love the person that was holding them. And they were cooing and all coddle, etc. And so God is love. And God expresses in us, through us, and as us as love. And so then love, divine love, is one of our natural qualities, is one of your spiritual faculties. It is innate. And so then we never have to search outside of us for love. All we need to do is release it from within, through our thoughts, through our words, through our actions, through our attitude. However, the human experience will not tell you this. The human experience tells you that, oh, you have to go out there and look for love. You have to find somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. That Queen song, remember that song? The human experience says you have to go out there and look and search and search. But we never quite find what we're looking for. Why? Because other people, all they do is provide an environment, a circumstance, an opportunity for us to express the love that is within us. That's all you can ever do, is radiate the love that you are and create the environment for other people to feel that love. But there's so much negativity out there. It says, oh, you have to go out and search and find your soulmate. That's a little secret. That's what our show is about today, Soulmates with Barbara Gulbranson. So it says we have to go out there and seek and search, and we never quite find what we're looking for. And there's even songs that support this mindset. How about that Dionne Warwick song? She sings, what do you get when you fall in love? You get enough germs to catch pneumonia. You know that song? Or she says, you know, I'll never fall in love again. Or Tina Turner sings, what's love got to do with it? And so we have all these negative mindsets and negative beliefs about going out there and finding love, when the spiritual truth is that we must release the love that is naturally is within us. I have some affirmations for you to work with. And the first one is, I am lovable, loving, and loved. That's the absolute spiritual truth about you. I am lovable, loving, and loved. Or if you saw the show last week with Jeanette Freeman, we talked about asking questions. And instead you'd say, why am I so lovable, loving, and loved? Why am I lovable, loving, and loved? The other affirmation is, I choose to reflect love. I choose to express love, for I am centered in love. Or let's turn it into a question. Why am I always centered in love? Why do I choose to reflect love? Why do I choose to express love? So again, I choose to reflect love. I choose to express love, for I am centered in love. And my last one is, why is divine love, why is divine order, why is divine right action always expressed in my life and affairs? Divine love, divine order, and divine right action is always expressed in my life and affairs. So today, our show is all about divine love, and it's about soulmates. With us today is the Rev.Barbara Gulbranson. She's joining us on Skype. She wrote the book, How to Attract Your Soulmate, The Secret of Lasting Love. And in our studio, we have with us Christina Gochin of the Daniel Gale Agency in Cold Spring Harbor. So stay tuned for a very exciting show all about divine love and how you can attract your soulmate. We'll be right back with Spirituality Rocks.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guidance. Peacefully, joyfully, I am divine.
On Saturday night, October 19th, Act One Entertainment Net coordinates 6 Long Island venues with over 30 bands that will participate in Banding Together Against Animal Abuse, a fundraising event benefiting Save a Pet Rescue and Adoption Center in Port Jeff. Hosting these simultaneous multi-venue unique events will be the Blue Parrot Lounge in Massapequa, Candy's Magic Pub in Shirley, Grumpy Jack's in Port Jeff, Bobby Q in Patchogue, Hotel Fish in Hampton Bays, and The Hub in Island Park. For more info, call the Act One office at 631-758-3505.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hogshair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
peacefully, joyfully. I am divinely guided, peacefully, joyfully. I follow my inner.
Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host, Janine Burns, where we teach New Thought spiritual principles. We teach that the power is within you. Your thoughts and attitudes create your experience. There are many spiritual centers all over the United States where you can learn these principles. You can check out the affiliated New Thought Network by going to newthought.org, or you can check out the Centers for Spiritual Living. Check out Unity Worldwide, or you can check out Divine Science. There's so many people teaching these principles as a philosophy of faith and a way of life. I have for you a spiritual prescription. If you send me a self-addressed envelope, send it to the Guiding Light Foundation, Post Office Box 472, Woodbury, New York. I will send you a spiritual prescription. On the prescription on the back, it teaches you how to do affirmative prayer. And on the front, if you send a sticky note on a topic, I will write your affirmations. This, of course, is no charge. We give this as a gift to you because we know that in order to receive, you must first gift. So this is our pleasure to give this to you. If you're interested, if you like the music that you hear on the breaks, that's my CD of spiritual jingles called Tunes for Transformation. You can order that online at tunesfortransformation.com. It's $12, shipping included. Or you can send us a check right over to the Post Office Box 472, Woodbury, New York. Alrighty then. And now I want to introduce to you my extra special guests. Today I have on Skype the Rev.Barbara Gulbranson, who wrote How to Attract Your Soulmate, The Secrets of Lasting Love. Welcome to the show, Barbara.
Hi, Janine. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
And I call her Barbara rather than Rev.Barbara because she happens to be a personal friend, and we agreed a while ago that we don't need to use our titles. And so I would like to introduce to you in studio, this is Christina Gochin. She is real estate agent extraordinaire with the Daniel Gale Agency. Welcome.
Hi, Janine. Thanks for having me back.
And I know it's Sotheby's International, is that right?
It's a mouthful. It's Daniel Gale Sotheby's International Realty in the Cold Spring Harbor office.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we're talking today about soulmates, and I know you had a question.
Well, Janine, what really is a soulmate? Define what the word means. Is it someone that you were destined for, or do you have to actually go out and search for this person? What is a soulmate?
Well, actually, Christina, a soulmate is a very, very deep connection between two people. But the technical definition of that is that before we were born, we were actually souls waiting to take a human body and to come to Earth. And these souls were in little groups. And the souls who later become people are your soulmates. And this is why the connection is so deep and so strong. So you recognize your soulmate immediately because of this deep soul connection. And you are with your soulmate for many lifetimes on Earth. And it's a very, very strong bond. And you have many soulmates. A soulmate could also be a brother, a father, a sister, a friend, because it's not just a romantic partner. But for today, we're talking about romance.
Oh, fantastic. That was my next question. So it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. You can have a connection with a friend. Like I met Christina and we resonated so strongly when we first met. So I bet you she's a soulmate then.
And you know, Janine, if you think it's a soulmate connection, it probably is, because deep inside your soul knows and recognizes this person.
That's interesting. I read a book, and this is a long time ago, and when I've actually asked a couple of people about it, and they know of it too. It was called Many Masters, Many Lives. And it explored the idea of spiritual groups traveling together and coming into the human form in various different relationships. So at one time, you may have known each other as father and son. At another time, you may know each other as brothers. But the whole notion was that you do run in spiritual packs, if you will, and that your experiences spiritually are going to suggest how close you'll feel even outside of the human realm.
That is absolutely true. Somebody who is a mother in one lifetime could be your daughter in another lifetime, and also we change genders. So even though this is suggesting that we have many lifetimes, the techniques that we're going to talk about today you don't have to believe in that theory of the many lifetimes to use these techniques. Anybody can use them to attract love.
Okay, fantastic. Well, what I would like to do, if you will, because someone borrowed my book, could you please hold up your book, How to Attract Your Soulmate, The Secrets of Lasting Love? And
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, can you see it?
Yeah, now I can. And
Okay.
yeah, that's fantastic. Now that book is available on Amazon, and it's also available on Reverend Barbara's website, liveyourjoy.org. My question is, what prompted you to write the book?
Well, you know, Janine, I had been divorced and in a not very good marriage, and then I was in the dating scene for a long time. I was in my 30s at the time, and I was really frustrated and disappointed. And I found these spiritual techniques by accident, and I started applying them in my life, and everything unfolded so beautifully, and love came pouring out to me. And I just wanted to help other people and share this, because anybody can have love. Nobody has to be frustrated or hurt or disappointed. This is for everyone, and I really wanted to just bring it to the people and see them experience the joy of love.
So, Barbara, if we're getting in our own way, and I think a lot of times we are, what are some of the ways that we maybe step between ourselves and finding this soulmate? What are we doing wrong?
I'll tell you, the main thing, Christina, that we do wrong is to have negative thoughts in our head, to buy into the consciousness that's out there. For example, I have an exercise in the book that says focus on the positive. So many times, especially women, might think, I'm overweight, or I can't find someone at this age, or I
All
don't
the
have
good
a good
men are gone.
personality. So those negative thoughts, the negative thoughts are what derail us, because in reality, we are beautiful children of God, and we are worthy of love.
That's oh, I'm sorry, Janine. That's interesting you say that, because I find some of my singleton friends rule people out so quickly. And I don't like him, he's too short. I don't like him, he's got weird hair. I don't like him, he's weird. And I think it's very difficult to know someone and even to pick up on spiritual closeness within the first date or two. You really have to sit down and be patient.
And we really limit ourselves when we judge somebody or eliminate them because of their height or their weight or their hair color, because that very well could be a perfect person for you. But when we rule them out before getting to know them, that could sabotage our efforts. For example, we could pray for a soulmate, and the soulmate might not come in the exact package we expected. But if we turn it away, we'll never know.
Yeah, so then it's important to be open and receptive. And I know in the book you have a chapter on mastering the mechanics of mind. Tell us more.
That is basically the law of attraction, because what you think and what you believe is what you experience in your life. So if you're believing there are no good men or there are no good women out there for me, that is exactly, your mind knows what to do, and your mind will reflect back to you exactly what you think. So we want to change that thinking. It's really very simple. We want to change that thinking and pour in positive thoughts so that that law of attraction could go to work. It's working anyway, but we want it to work on our behalf for our good. We don't want it to take our negative thoughts and say, yeah, you know, you are this and that. No, we want to affirm that we're beautiful, that we have so much to give. We have so much love to give. And then that law of attraction will work for us and attract just the right relationship.
I find a lot of times people base future expectations on the past. And I think everyone has been involved in a failed relationship before. And I'm wondering, you know, how our memory, how the bags that we carry around with us sabotage our finding another spiritual soulmate.
Christina, that is such a good point. I have an exercise in the book called Transcending Negative Energy, and the whole meditation is about releasing the baggage, releasing the wounds. We have to let all that go and really trust in God and trust that divine love is pure and beautiful and wonderful. And once we do this meditation in the book and we release those hurts and those wounds and those grudges, everything opens up. The pathways open up for love immediately.
Could you tell us a little bit more about that technique? Is it a written exercise? What do we do?
You just close your eyes, and I suggest reading the meditation and perhaps taping it so that you could play it back to yourself. But you could just read it, and it takes you through a process of looking at your baggage and your wound. And we could thank it for coming because it did get you to where you are today. It was a gift to who you are. If it wasn't for that, you've grown. But we want to release it and let it go because it really has no power over you. You've been giving it the power. So we just gently let it go. We just send it out with our blessing. And then we see the avenues of love just opening up for us.
That's really beautiful, and I really like that because I think so often we're so self-critical and we don't understand that who we are is a compilation of everything we've been through, things we've called good, things we've called bad, who we are, and to just accept that, integrate, and let go what we no longer want to focus on so that we can create new experiences and new opportunities to express love and be love. Excellent.
I also think too that it's really, really helpful to do the work. And I think a lot of times people get back into the circuit of trying to find a soulmate and they haven't really done the work. They haven't sat down and figured out the negative self-talk that they've been engaging in. And when they go places, no one's coming up and talking to me. The reason why is you look like a little blue dying light over there. You need to amp up your light and get it back to the warm, sunny place.
That's right. There's a chapter called A New You in the book, and it focuses on, recreating yourself so that you're not negative and that you radiate wonderful energy out to everyone you meet. And you'll find love, not only romantic love, but you'll find love at a smile at a stranger or in a child's eyes. You'll find love everywhere. And it's really good to let go of all the negativity, and because that really radiates to somebody who you might meet. So you want to actually cultivate and do the spiritual work. When you do the spiritual work, you will attract love in many forms, not just romantic love. But we must do the work, and then God does the rest. We plant the seed, and then God takes it and grows it. And that all we need to do is set the intention and do some spiritual work, and the rest will work out. You see, you don't have to know where your soulmate is. You don't have to expect to meet your soulmate at a bar or on the internet or at church. Spirit knows where your soulmate is and will unite the two of you as long as you do your spiritual work.
Fantastic. And I know you have a chapter called A New You, and which you just mentioned. But in that chapter, you also talk about being good to you. And I know so many people, as you brought up earlier, we're so self-critical and so self-judgmental. You're in a society that has so much tension on materiality in your appearance, and we think, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm too this, I'm too that, and we're really diminishing ourselves. And I know you have a whole chapter on Be Good to You. Tell me more.
Well, part of being good to yourself is being in service to others, savoring the silence, having moments of silence during the day, exercise, meditating, prayer, doing positive affirmations. Janine, I know you talk about that a lot on this show. Positive statements of truth. When you get a negative statement, just derail it and say stop, and say transfer it to a positive statement of truth. So when you start living life to the fullest, living your authentic life, being involved in activities that excite you, living your passion, then you just radiate love. And it is very important to care for yourself and love yourself and be kind. Sometimes we talk to ourselves. We would never talk to a friend that way. We belittle ourselves or criticize ourselves. So all that is part of the work to nourish your own soul.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, if you would hold up the book again and hold it up a long time for me. This is How to Attract Your Soulmate, The Secrets of Lasting Love by Rev.Barbara Gulbranson. And thank you. And in the studio, of course, we have Christina Gochin, and I'm Janine Burns. We'll be right back in just a few moments with Spirituality Rocks.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guidance. Peacefully, joyfully, I am
Like so many people, are your finances tight lately? Afraid to open your mail or even answer your phone? Well, take heart. You don't have to live like that. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you can join the thousands of folks who have used safe and effective government-insured reverse mortgages. The government-insured reverse mortgages from Long Island's Senior Reverse Network allow you to stay in your home and turn equity into tax-free cash. Our government-insured reverse mortgages can eliminate mortgage payments, credit card balances, or just improve your lifestyle. Do yourself a favor and solve these problems now. Call the Senior Reverse Network, and our advisors will answer all of your questions about our reverse mortgage programs. We've helped scores of senior Long Island homeowners like you who now enjoy a worry-free retirement. Get the financial security and peace of mind you've dreamed about. Pick up the phone and call us at the Senior Reverse Network now to set up a free consultation.
Call 1-800-985-REVERSE. That's 1-800-985-7383.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
You know you already want a Toyota, but when you want more from your Toyota store, you want Smithtown Toyota, where every Toyota comes with Smithtown Toyota's Toyota for Life program, giving you lifetime New York State inspections, lifetime 10% discounts on all parts and service, 2 years of complimentary oil changes, 2 years of scheduled maintenance, and more, all at no cost to you, plus low clear-out deals on every Toyota in stock. Get more from your Toyota store. Hurry to Smithtown Toyota.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy it.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow.
Where's that snake? Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host, Janine Burns, in the studio with Christina Gochin of
Daniel Gale Sotheby's International Realty, their Cold Spring Harbor office.
And tell people how to get in touch with you.
917-837-1114. It's my cell phone number, and I love texting.
Alrighty then, 917-837-1114. And on Skype, we are joined by the beautiful Rev.Barbara Gulbranson, author of How to Attract Your Soulmate, The Secrets of Lasting Love. Good to see you. Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
Well, this is our time, halfway through the show, where I do affirmative prayer. And I wrote a prayer called Centering in Love. And so I invite you, if you're watching live, just take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Do it 2 or 3 times and just calm your body down, still your mind. And I invite you to resonate with these words. Today, I contemplate love. God is love, and love is spirit in action. Love is the power within me that guides me and protects me. It is a love that will never leave me nor forsake me, a love that is infinite and everywhere present. Love desires my highest good and perfects everything that concerns me. Love comforts me, love forgives me, love inspires me, love restores my soul. Love is the answer to my every need. As I contemplate love, it flows forth into my life and affairs, and every moment is blessed. I choose to reflect love. I choose to express love, for I am centered in love. And so it is. Amen.
It's nice.
Thank you. And if you would like a copy of this, again, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Guiding Light Foundation, Post Office Box 472 in Woodbury, New York. We are happy to send you this. Of course, it's free of charge because we want to give, because we know the spiritual principle. As you give, so do you receive. We teach New Thought on Spirituality Rocks. New Thought is the denomination. They all teach the creative power of God within, and that our thoughts and attitudes affect our life experience, and through the law of attraction, you draw people, circumstances, and events into your life. Just like this TV show, which actually fell into my lap. I'm delighted to be here, and these 2 wonderful friends that are on the show with me right now. I do want you to know that you can go to newthought.org and check out more, or just Google New Thought. You'll find Unity, you'll find the Centers for Spiritual Living, Divine Science. You'll find lots that you need to know. I also would like to remind you that we have the spiritual prescription pad for you. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope. And now, back to our topic at hand, how to attract your soulmate, the secrets of lasting love. And the question on the table is, have you found your soulmate, and how'd you find your soulmate?
That's a good question. And yes, I found my soulmate 22 years ago.
Oh.
And that's where the book stemmed from.
Wow.
This is how I found my soulmate, and that's what I'm sharing with others. You can do it too. I was really disappointed and frustrated from relationship after relationship. I kept meeting the same men in different packages. They didn't want commitment, something wouldn't be right. So I decided to stop dating and get a puppy. And deep down inside, though, I had the longing for a soulmate relationship. And I had just happened upon this thing called affirmative prayer. And I was just learning how to use it. So I designed an affirmative prayer for a soulmate. And that prayer is in the book. I share it with you. And I said that prayer every night for about 3 months. Then one night, I heard in my mind, it is done. And I got goosebumps. And I knew it was done, yet there was nobody in my life. Well, in the meantime, my husband-to-be, Jeff, was looking to move into the apartment next door to me, which was being used as a storage unit.
Wait a minute. Wait.
He was going to use the apartment to store stuff?
No. The management of the apartment was using it as a storage unit.
Oh, okay.
And he said to them, clean it out, I'm moving in.
Wow.
And that's how we met. And he told me later that he felt drawn to that apartment, and he didn't know why.
Wow.
And a lot of times you hear this theme of soulmates being drawn to a certain place or a certain thing. You see, because I said my affirmative prayer for a soulmate, I didn't know where that person was, but Spirit knew. So Spirit went to work the law of attraction went to work and brought him right to my door, literally.
Yeah, literally. Is he also a positive thinker? I mean, I'm imagining that you knew pretty quickly this is someone that I've known forever and that I'm going to know forever.
I think so, because our relationship was different. It was very deep, and it started out as a deep friendship. When we had our first date, I wasn't even sure if we were friends or on a date, but it was so deep, and we knew it was different than the other relationships, and he knew too.
When you say deep, describe that. Not a lot of small talk, really just plunged right into values.
What do you mean?
Right, just having a familiarity with each other, like I've known you all my life.
Yeah.
And when I did my affirmative prayer for a soulmate, there were certain things I wanted, and he was every single thing. I wanted somebody who enjoyed hiking, who loved animals, and he was like everything that I wanted in a partner, and he still is.
That's awesome. It's so amazing that it was, okay, so if I'm going to write it down for all of my singleton friends out there, 3 months, affirmative prayer, and hopefully a vacant apartment next door.
And puppy, wait a minute, don't forget the puppy.
Yeah, the puppy.
Right. You took some time out to work on yourself, apparently, and work with the spiritual mind treatment. And apparently you made a list. Tell us more about the list.
Well, you want to make a list of what you want in a soulmate. Now, this list isn't about blue eyes, black hair. It's not about what the person looks like or anything like that. It's about the qualities that you want in a soulmate. For example, good sense of humor, loves candlelight dinners, or whatever it is for you, has a good sense of humor, whatever your thing is. But then the second list is, what do I have to offer? And there's the key. What do I have to give? What do I have to give to someone else? Because this is all about giving and not taking. It's about unconditional love. Because I'll tell you the secret right now to finding a soulmate. This is the secret: to give love without asking for or seeking anything in return. And that's the secret. When we give unconditional love,
That's
then
interesting.
that is the key.
I often quote the old Nat King Cole song, the greatest lesson you'll ever learn is how to love and be loved in return. And it's so interesting, you'll hear folks talk about a relationship that doesn't work out, and you really have to think not about why the other person didn't live up to your expectations, but what you did to contribute to the situation too. How did I pick this person, and why was it okay to be that, and why I wouldn't do that probably now, and really try to tweak your thinking, your mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes we come into these relationships to heal the wounds of the past, to learn and grow, to work out karma, to grow in consciousness. So say you're in a relationship and you've done all the growing you could do, and you've had healing and you've done it, you might need to move on to another relationship. There is more than one soulmate for you.
Right.
Like if your soulmate should make it his transition or her transition, there is another one for you. So there's not just one soulmate. Remember, you were with all these souls before.
Right.
Well, it's very interesting that you say that too, because I've talked to my divorced friends, and I've told them, it's not so much that you don't love each other anymore. It's that the context of your love affair has changed. Right. And even though you were soulmates, you continue to be, just in a different context. And it helps to heal. It helps to heal.
Yeah. To see that, yeah. You know what I was thinking is that probably what's most significant here is what I talked about in the beginning, that as spiritual beings we're perfect, whole, and complete, and that we're giving love, and that you address that in the book. I love, that's what I think makes your book stand apart from other ones, is you say, what do I have to give? What are the values I live by? What are the rules I live in my life? For me, I love boating. I have a great sense of humor. So those are things that are important to me. Loyalty, honesty, and to really make that list of who you are and what you can give. And gosh, what a way to nourish your spiritual nature as well.
Well, as long as you can address, and as long as you know the things that you have to give, so many times people think about things to give as things. And there's so much more to a relationship. There's compassion and there's kindness. There's the friendship of it, which I think has tremendous value.
Yeah.
And there's an exercise in the book that helps you look at what you can give to another person. It helps you identify what you have to offer. Because it's not about that we want to get from another, because there's joy in giving love. In fact, God gives love to us all the time. And that one divine love, which is God, is behind every form and outer expression of love that there is. And that divine love is really what we're seeking, but we express it as personal love. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, because the only place in the Bible John describes God, says God is love. So it is our nature to express love and be love. That's fantastic. You have in the book a daily guide to attract your soulmate. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, the daily guide is a useful tool. You could cut it out and hang it up on your refrigerator or make a copy of it. And it's a checklist. And it goes through different things to remind you to stay on track. For example, did I remember to do my affirmative prayer today? Did I stop the negative thoughts? Did I think positive? Did I exercise? Was I in service to someone today? Did I give love in some manner? And it focuses on all these things, physical, spiritual, and emotional. And you can use this as a checklist to say, oh, did I meditate today? Well, oops, I forgot. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do 5 minutes later. And it keeps us on track.
I like that. I like having a little handy-dandy guide that I can tape to the refrigerator. Rev.Barbara is a spiritual coach. And I'm also a spiritual coach. We actually spiritually coach each other, and we both think we're the greatest spiritual coaches. We do. What's that?
We are.
We are. We're both really good. So I coach Barbara, she coaches me, and it's fantastic. And one thing in the book that we haven't spoken about too much, we did mention it briefly, is that under the chapter called Designing Your Life, you actually have visualization techniques. Tell us about them.
Yes, visualization is an important element in this process. To just take some time and visualize you and your soulmate having fun together, walking on the beach together, or whatever it is, your vision, your personal vision. Mental visualization is very powerful. Now, we don't want to picture a particular person. We want to just picture the qualities that we want. I've had someone come to me for prayer and ask me to pray for Linda to be his soulmate. And we want to stay away from that. We want to pray affirming the qualities, because Spirit knows where your soulmate is and will attract you. So we want to visualize us having fun with a soulmate, but not necessarily a particular person. We'll leave that to Spirit. But just envision us with someone. Oh, maybe we're eating dinner together or laughing together or on a boat, whatever makes you happy.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. And in the book, of course, you talk about the power of prayer. And this is a big component. You actually give a prayer for soulmates in the book. But tell us a little bit about that.
The power of prayer is perhaps the most important element in this. It's affirmative prayer, which I call positive prayer in the book. And what you're doing is you're affirming the truth. The truth is that I am a loving child of God, and Spirit knows where my soulmate is and attracts the two. And if you say this prayer, and it's written out for you as a guide, and I leave spaces for you to insert the qualities that you want in a soulmate and the qualities you have to offer. So if you say this prayer every night, all prayers are answered. So trust me, it will be answered. And you only have to do it once a day. That's all. Once a day with calm confidence, calm expectancy that God will fulfill your prayer. And I know this for a fact because it worked for me, and it works in other areas of your life too besides soulmates. It's a very powerful prayer.
But it starts with soulmates. That is absolutely fantastic. Well, we'll be back in just a moment. learning lots more about how to attract your soulmate and the secrets of lasting love with Christina Gochin. I'm Janine Burns, and on Skype we have Rev.Barbara Gulbranson. We'll be right back.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my inner guidance. Peacefully, joyfully, I am.
On Saturday night, October 19th, Act One Entertainment Net coordinates 6 Long Island venues with over 30 bands that will participate in Banding Together Against Animal Abuse, a fundraising event benefiting Save a Pet Rescue and Adoption Center in Port Jeff. Hosting these simultaneous multi-venue unique events will be the Blue Parrot Lounge in Massapequa, Candy's Magic Pub in Shirley, Grumpy Jack's in Port Jeff, Bobby Q in Patchogue, Hotel Fish in Hampton Bays, and The Hub in Island Park. For more info, call the Act One office at 631-758-3505.
When your cable's on the fritz, you get frustrated. When you get frustrated, your daughter imitates. When your daughter imitates, she gets thrown out of school. When she gets thrown out of school, she meets undesirables. When she meets undesirables, she ties the knot with undesirables. And when she ties the knot with undesirables, you get a grandson with a dog collar. Don't have a grandson with a dog collar. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When your cable company keeps you on hold, you get angry. When you get angry, you go blow off steam. When you go blow off steam, accidents happen. When accidents happen, you get an eye patch. When you get an eye patch, people think you're tough. When people think you're tough, people want to see how tough. And when people want to see how tough, you wake up in a roadside ditch. Don't wake up in a roadside ditch. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When you pay too much for cable, you throw things. When you throw things, people think you have anger issues. When people think you have anger issues, your schedule clears up. When your schedule clears up, you grow a scraggly beard. When you grow a scraggly beard, you start taking in stray animals. And when you start taking in stray animals, you can't stop taking in stray animals. Stop taking in stray animals. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Peacefully, joyfully, I am divinely guided. Peacefully, joyfully, I follow my...
Welcome back to Spirituality Rocks. I'm your host. I'm Dr. Janine Burns. I'm an interfaith chaplain. I provide spiritual services to people who call themselves spiritual but not religious. Actually, SBNR is a designation. You can check it out on Google. I do Celebration of Life memorial services, and I'd like to also let you know I do weddings as well. In the studio, I am with Christina Gochin of the Daniel Gale Agency, Sotheby's International. Did I get that right finally?
You got all the words.
I got all the words. I've been trying to get that right. Tell the people how they get in contact you.
The easiest way is to give me a call. It's 917-837-1114 if you want me to come and tell you what your house is worth or work with you to get a new house.
And she loves what she does, and she loves houses, so this is the person to call. And on Skype, we're joined with the lovely Barbara Gulbranson. She's author of How to Attract Your Soulmate, Secrets of Everlasting Love. So before we jump back in, I want to tell you that you can pick up this CD. It's $12, postage page. You can go to www.tunes for transformation. And what I've done with this, I know, Barbara, you've both heard it, is that I put affirmations set to music, because when you say affirmations over and over, they get into the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is where the law is, which is the law of attraction, where your divine nature is, and you can actually create your experience through repetitious thinking and focused thinking. And so what better than music, right? Your heart bump, your heartbeat, your blood's pumped, the planets turn. So rhythm is the nature of life. And so you can send that to Post Office Box 472. We're also happy to give you the prayer for today, centering in love, or the spiritual affirmation. And so, back to the Reverend Barbara Gulbranson, and you have a chapter in your book called Love Stories. And Christina and I both want to hear a love story.
Well, here's one love story, and I'd like to share it with you because it shows that nobody should get discouraged when looking for a soulmate, that there really are no blocks. Because remember, you recognize your soulmate on a soul connection. So it doesn't matter what you look like or how old you are, because your soul knows that person. And I'll give you an example in this story. Everybody probably knows Elizabeth Barrett Browning and Robert Browning. And they wrote beautiful poems. In fact, she wrote the poem, I love you, let me count the ways. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. So, but the story is that she was very sickly, and she was not pretty at all. She was kind of homely and very, very sickly. And she started, Robert Browning saw her work and loved it, and they started writing letters to each other. And he just loved what she wrote. And he wanted to meet her. After a lot of correspondence, he wanted to meet her. And she was so afraid. She was like, oh my God, he was younger than her. He was a dashing, handsome bachelor, you know, going out with beautiful women. And she was just devastated that he wanted to meet her.
Why?
And he met, what?
Why was he devastated? Why?
She was devastated because she was homely and she was sickly, and she thought he would never love her because of her outer appearance.
Thank you.
Well, he met her, and their souls connected. They recognized each other on a soul level and fell madly and passionately in love. And they got married against her father's wishes, and they had a very deep soulmate relationship with beautiful poems coming from their relationship. So that just shows that there are no obstacles. She had so many seeming obstacles, but there are no obstacles in finding a soulmate, because you will recognize your soulmate and your soulmate will recognize you. In fact, I've done some research where it shows that studies show that people were hypnotized, and they went back to before they were born, and the souls agreed to recognize each other by their laugh. So on this earthly plane, this particular woman laughed and he knew it was her. So there's a deep recognition with your soulmate. It might be a glint of the eye, it might be a smile, and something in you is like, wow, that's my soulmate. There's some kind of very deep connection, just like with the Brownings.
Well, what's interesting about these online dating services is, in many cases, because your location, you may be geographically challenged, people are forced to take their time to get to know someone by writing letters. And I love that. I love it. I can tell someone that I'm going to recognize in a soulful way by the way they write. I absolutely can, especially if they use correct punctuation. But it's really true, even if you're texting someone and now we're able to talk to each other all day long with a mobile device, you really have to take your time and think about what it is that you want to express. I love that about now, about 2013.
Yeah, because especially when there's no emotion attached. So you have to be pretty articulate about what message you are sending. Yeah, that's important.
And it's difficult because I think when you're in a party situation, or you've gone to a club, or you've gone to these places where the electricity is, there's so many noises and people have so much noise around them, even their personal noise or their spiritual noise that keeps people at bay. You know, when you're writing, you don't have any of that noise around you, and your thoughts and who you are come out in a very pure way.
It's lovely, yeah.
Yes.
Well, we just have just a few minutes left, about 4 or 5 minutes. And so what I would like to ask you, Barbara, how do you make love last? How do you make it last?
Well, once you find your soulmate, and you will find your soulmate if you employ these principles, you make it last by continuing your prayer treatment, or continuing your affirmative prayer. Now that you're in a relationship, you want to continue to pray that you're both expressing love and recognizing that God's love is at work here, that the God's love is the foundation. You want to surprise your partner. You know, remember when you were a kid, you loved to surprise. Maybe your father came home with a piece of candy for you and surprised you. So remember to surprise your partner. And remember to touch. They say that people who are hugged and touched, studies show that they live longer than people who don't get touched. And so touch is very important. Unconditional love, forgiving. I have a whole section on forgiveness in the book, because when you enter into a long-term relationship, it can only succeed if forgiveness is present. You can't stack up all the grudges and have no expectations. The expectations get us in a lot of trouble, because when someone doesn't meet our expectations, we're disappointed and angry. So if you let go of those expectations, it's a wonderful expression of love. So those are some tips.
Those are great tips. And a lot of times there's assumptions in relationship. Like you assume that the other person knows what you're thinking. You assume that just because you said something, the other person heard you and understood you, where they may have, intellectually heard you, but not taken into their heart or really get it.
And Janine, listening is one of the keys to making love last. So often someone's talking and we're thinking about what we're going to say or what we need to say. But to really listen with your heart and soul, that's very important in lasting love.
When I perform weddings, when I take on a couple, I give very personalized service. And what I do is I write wedding tips. And I have a whole piece on active listening skills, because it makes such a difference when you feel heard. Because when you feel heard, you feel understood, and you almost naturally feel compassion. So listening skills are huge. We could actually do a whole show just on listening skills.
That might
That's
be
how
a
huge
great
it is.
topic. You're right. You're right. Well, we were speaking, I guess, 2 weeks ago to someone about the expressions of love and what make us feel love, and how sometimes things that happened to us in the past will often inform love as well. So it's important to keep those into account as well.
Right, and also Barbara has studied real love. We had Dr. Frank Sammalin on the TV show and on Spirituality Rocks, and he's going to be back November 7th. You'll be with us that
that's
day.
terrific.
Yeah, you're here on that date, in case you don't know.
Okay.
And he spoke about Real Love by Greg Bear, and I know you've studied that as well.
Yes.
And
that's wonderful work.
Yeah, it's authentic love. Well, we have to wrap it up. Oh my gosh, time flies when you're having fun.
Make it a 2-hour show next time.
Yeah, right. My mama always said that. Time sure flies when you're having fun. So I want to tell the people about a couple of things. Strong Island is this weekend. Did you know that?
Yeah, I
Gloria
saw that.
Gaynor is going to be here. Strong Island, Rev.Barbara, in case you're not aware, it was last year where the devastation of Superstorm Sandy, we call it Hurricane Sandy, just devastated so many of us on Long Island. There's still people struggling to get back from that storm. And so Strong Island is at Eisenhower Park this coming Saturday, and that's the 19th of October. It's from 12:30 to 7:30. I'm going to be there with Madhouse TV. I'm going to be doing some on-air interviews, so I'll look forward to seeing you then. And I'd like you to know about, this is one of the sponsors of Strong Island, Aces Magazine. This is our very dear friend, Amy Augustine, is the publisher. What a fantastic publication.
It's a go-to for everything in the arts.
Yeah, arts, culture, and entertainment scene. It is a go-to piece and it covers Long Island. So you can check that out. And also you can contact us at Spirituality Rocks if you'd like a copy of the publication. Please hold up the book so we can show the guests How to Attract Your Soulmate, The Secrets of Lasting Love. Hold that up for another second. How to Attract Your Soulmate, The Secret of Lasting Love. You can get that book on Amazon. You can also check out www.liveyourjoy.org. Okay. And so we are parting words. Barbara, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been fantastic. It was an excellent show. I'm really grateful.
Thank you so much. And I just want everyone to remember to give love without expecting anything in return.
Oh,
great advice.
Okay, that is great advice. We'll be working on that. We'll be living that for sure. And your final words?
Thanks for having me on. I'll see you November 7th. What a great show we have lined up.
We do indeed. And thank you so much for being here. I'd like to tell the guests, next week is Dennis Merritt Jones. The Art of Being and How to Live in Uncertainty. Dennis Merritt Jones, fantastic, very well-known New Thought speaker. He writes for the Huffington Post. He travels and speaks. He's a musician. He is genius. He will be here with us next week. The following week is Halloween, and Dr. Carol Lawson is the president of the affiliated New Thought Network, will be joining us. And then on the 7th, we have Dr. Frank Zalmelin and Dr. Jeanette Marie Freeman. On the 14th, we have Dr. Bonnie Barnard. Bonnie Barnard wrote the definitive work on Emma Curter Hopkins. And the following week is Reverend Renee Laboa, and on and on and on. If you know someone who you think could be or should be on Spirituality Rocks, let us know. You can reach me at Janine@mindspring.com, JANINE@mindspring.com, or through one of the websites. And please let me know, because we would like to have them on the show. We want to focus on New Thought, and we want to continue to empower you each week to know that the power is within you. We are at the Madhouse Studios, Deer Park, Long Island. I invite you to watch every Monday night, the Maverick Soul Hour with Tommy Moore. Stay tuned for our show with Reverend Dennis at 8 p.m. And don't forget to join us each week on 6 p.m. Tell your friends. Thank you so much. The analytics are in. You are telling your friends. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us each week on Spirituality Rocks.